Strategic thinking can be used in all areas of your life, and now we're going to show you how. This isn't just a business skill, nor is it a quick, easy fix to your relationship. It's both, and more. Before we continue, like and subscribe to our channel for more insights into strategic thinking with our 3-part series. So, in this section, you're going to see some concrete examples that can help you begin to see where strategic thinking can become an active part of your own life. In the work world, there are endless applications of strategic thinking that will help you in various situations, from the boardroom to scoring the promotion you've always wanted. Let's explore some possibilities. When's the last time you opted to lead up a project, especially with someone you don't know well? Strategic thinkers look for opportunities to work with someone new, recognizing this as a great experience. Here's where they find out how other people plan and solve problems, enriching their strategic thinking skills. Are there training opportunities available to you in the workplace? Strategic thinkers seek out classes, webinars, and conferences as places to learn and gather information they'll be able to use to solve issues from a strategic position. Regardless of the topic, a strategic thinker can find ways to apply what she learns to a variety of problem-solving opportunities. Strategic thinkers take advantage of mentorship programs offered in their workplace. Mentors are great at helping guide the individual through what step-by-step processes are needed to get from point A to point B, and in understanding how to build reasonable expectations right into the plan to meet their goals. Employees who think strategically appreciate that they can learn from being both a mentee and a mentor, as they understand that teaching someone a process is the best way to learn more about it themselves. How much time do you spend reading in your field? The strategic thinker is an avid researcher, always with their fingertips on up-to-the-minute information. When they need to determine the next course of action on a project, they already have the data necessary to make informed, strategic decisions. Strategic thinkers ask questions. A lot of them. They know that making a decision based on opinion or limited thinking is sure to result in higher risks to any project. They ask questions to get their team thinking about possible faulty logic and assumed, but untested theories, and to help them come up with unique solutions. Strategic thinkers surround themselves with people who have a variety of outlooks and job skills to use as a sounding board as part of the strategic thinking process. They look at each problem from every angle and understand that to do that, they need feedback from those with different experiences, abilities, and perspectives than they have. Workplaces can become traps where strategic thinking breaks down if you get too bogged down over the same ground again and again. Strategic thinkers know that sometimes the best thing they can do to reach a goal is to stop and regroup. They remember to take breaks away from their desk. Having a breather allows them to jump back into work more clear-headed and ready to think strategically again. Even if you use strategic thinking in other areas of your life, you may have ignored it when it comes to money. Many intelligent people put off thinking about how they will afford their future life until it's nearly too late. Someone who is dedicated to using strategic thinking uses it to put his finances in order. The first step of any strategic thinker is to understand where they are now. To do that with their finances, they need to have a clear picture of exactly how they've gotten to where they are now. They appraise how much money they have coming in and exactly how it's spent. This knowledge is vital to understanding how they can improve their financial situation by designing a solid plan to implement. How much money is enough to live the life of your dreams? If you don't know, how will you get there? Strategic thinking demands a goal. The more concrete, the better. The strategic thinker figures out exactly how much money they need to live, given where they want to be in the next year, the next 5 years, and the next 10. Then they ask what they will need to do to set about reaching these goals. This step can be challenging, but luckily, they aren't afraid to ask for help. The strategic thinker consults a financial planner when they're unsure about what goals to set or how to get there. Remember, strategic thinkers plan for all types of eventualities. They don't shy away from looking at the possible worst-case scenarios because they understand that to be truly prepared and have the best possible plan, they need to take a hard look at what could go wrong. They consider the cost of replacing their home and belongings, and what they could do if they're one catastrophe away from financial disaster. They realize having insurance is not only prudent but necessary to weather life's storms. They calculate the possible risks to determine precisely what type of insurance they need, and the dollar amount necessary to keep their family safe in case of an emergency. Where many people put their heads in the sand, strategic thinkers know what numbers they need to achieve their future goals. They never want to be caught unaware and at the mercy of others, or worse, not reaching their goals. For example, if they're planning any big-ticket purchases, they keep an eye on their credit score, determine what brands are the best for their needs, and search for the best prices. Strategic thinkers focus on the long-term goal with an eagle-eye focus. They research and talk to financial advisors to learn what specific savings and investments to make to ensure their future life will be comfortable. They also value their time and energy, so they have their savings and investments automated, so they know it's happening without having to take up brain space to mess with them each month. And of course, they have, or at least have a solid plan in place, at least 3 months' worth of salary set aside to cover an emergency. Strategic thinkers don't just assume that financial planning, or any planning, really, is one and done. Every year they reassess to make sure their goals are still viable. If they need to make adjustments, they don't hesitate to make them. The last thing a strategic thinker wants is to be caught unawares. To this end, they ensure they have a certain amount of funds in investments that can be pulled out quickly if the need arises. Did you know strategic thinking can even apply to romance without losing any of the spark between the happy couple? See how you, the strategic thinker, make your mate part of your life plan as well. Set the deal. In the world of love, assessment takes on a whole different aspect than you might think. No, the strategic thinker is not rating potential mates on a scale of 1 to 10 necessarily, but they are taking a good hard look at what qualities they would like in a potential partner. This includes an understanding of which traits are deal breakers. Since strategic thinking is all about making the wisest choice and avoiding unhappy surprises and difficulties later, it only makes sense that those using the methodology would be proactive when looking for a mate. So, what's the plan? A strategic thinker doesn't leave something so crucial as this up to chance. They know before they even begin where they're looking, and how. Whether it's using a dating app, speed dating, or a night on the town at a singles mixer, they have a plan and put it into action. Execute the plan. The beauty of having a strategic plan is in the execution. The strategic thinker doesn't just make up a list and stay home. They get out there and put the whole thing into practice. Whatever steps they've laid out, they follow through, while allowing for refinement as needed. They put themselves into situations where they meet new people, test their relationships, and give the whole process a chance to work. Work-life balance. This is perhaps one of the most challenging areas of your life to get under control. While finances might be the hot button almost guaranteed to set off disagreements, finding a work-life balance is what can kill a plan before it's even been fully implemented. This is because most people have such a hard time prioritizing, and then sticking to those priorities. You can't prioritize something if you don't know where it falls in the grand scheme of things. Just how important is the task before you? Strategic thinkers have the advantage here because they already know. Put simply, the priorities are the items that feed into their goals. Anything that detracts from these goals simply isn't important. This isn't to say they don't have to make tough calls on occasion, but in those situations, they then decide which object serves them best to guide their steps. What's the trade-off? Strategic thinkers recognize everything costs something. Choosing one thing means letting something else go. Every yes requires a no somewhere else. These trade-offs happen all the time in life and are especially important when you're trying to find a work-life balance. Even the greatest strategic thinker can't do everything. That's why they spend time with their calendar schedule at the start of every week as part of their goal-setting plan. By setting in stone the important things about work and life, they don't allow less important things to eat up the time or so that they miss out on the action steps needed. Strategic thinkers stick to their plans and put their full attention on the next goal, whatever it may be. They realize multitasking is only going to slow them down. But how do they know which item to concentrate on when they have things from work and their personal lives clamoring for attention? Simple. They go back to the first step and prioritize. Strategic thinking means working to your strengths. This is why the smart and savvy strategic thinker knows when to outsource a project or hire help to take care of the more mundane chores, keeping for themselves only the tasks that they can do. If you don't feel well, it's impossible to find the work-life balance. Strategic thinkers also recognize the need to take care of themselves, making them able to work to their strengths. They focus on eating healthy, exercising, and getting enough sleep to optimize their performance. You might not believe strategic thinking can apply to children, but it can, and it should. There's nothing more delightful or important than ensuring your child becomes a happy, well-adjusted member of society. As with every other aspect of strategic thinking, goals are essential. With children, those goals become the milestones of their lives. The strategic parent has a firm idea of where a child is in their development and looks for these moments, for the sake of their health and also for celebration. Nothing makes a child feel better than having their accomplishments applauded, regardless of how small. Strategic parents think about the big picture and know when to ignore the small stuff. They don't get derailed when there's a setback or something goes wrong. The strategic planner has an idea already of what they're looking for and isn't left floundering when it comes time to praise or punish. These are details they've already worked out. Every child wants attention. Strategic thinkers have considered the needs of those in their care, and they realize even small things like reading a story or playing a game can have a substantial impact and are sure to include these moments frequently. Kids can tire and frustrate even the strategic parent. Yet this can be managed by working hobbies, date nights, and other self-care techniques into the parent's schedule. As you can see, strategic thinking can be used in every single situation regardless of whether you're working to enhance your personal life or your career. Hopefully, by now you've got your creative juices already flowing. Keep watching for our next video that will help you integrate strategic thinking into your life. Don't forget to push the like and subscribe buttons. See you on the next video.